Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jerry. I'm gonna start making some videos here. I used to make some Call of Duty videos when I was a lot younger, um, and commentary or Easter eggs on zombies. There's no way. But what I'm playing here is it's just Madden 26, and I think it'd be a really good idea, an easy way for me to put my perspective out there. Um, Now, I was just thinking about it, man. Like, I've got to start doing it just because I write a lot, and I think this would be a very convenient way to do that, which is just put my opinion and perspective out there, and maybe I can grow a following. Maybe I can help somebody else. Maybe somebody would benefit from hearing my voice talk about my perspective, at the very least. Corner shot. You get it? Nice. We're still getting beat really bad. But one of the things I'd like to talk about today, it's kind of what I was reading a book about yesterday. It had me thinking earlier today, which is about personal development and growth. Just because, I work a 9 to 5, man, and I have for a while, and I worked blue collar before I work the white collar position I have now, which is remote. Dude, I'm very grateful. Don't get me wrong by hearing that. Or hearing that I'd like to be able to support myself financially without having to clock into a company or to work for somebody else. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about and getting kind of deep about earlier today in my thoughts. Just because in that book I was reading, it's called Atomic Habits. You can find it online. I'm sure quite a few of you have read it. That's a disgusting sack right there. But yeah, it's a very good book. It had me thinking quite deeply, so I appreciate the fact that it was able to do that for me. One of the things I was reading yesterday that had me kind of stuck in a loop, stuck on the same thought, couldn't get it out of my head, couldn't really progress on the thought until I read this passage. So if you have a goal, right, in your mind, if you have a goal, let's say your goal is to make $2,500 a month, monthly recurring revenue on your own, that you can pretty much support yourself on, your own income. So a good example would be to if you are a basketball coach. This was in the paragraph. I mean, so if you are a basketball coach and your goal is to win the game, to win the national championship, whatever, but your strategy to get to your goal is to put up a lot of points every single game, is to be great on offense and defense. So if you're great on offense and defense and you put up a lot of points every single day, you're naturally going to achieve your goal. So in hindsight, what you need to be worried about is your strategy and plan to get there, not your goal. So do you realistically even have to think of the goal? I would think not, because you're naturally going to achieve the goal by doing the strategy that requires to get there. So if you are more worried about your strategy and plan to get to a position in life, then you're naturally going to achieve whatever that is, whatever that leads to. So when it comes to getting to that point, you have to have a consistent habit, a consistent routine that is embedded into that strategy, that plan to achieve, again, said goal. Now, when it comes to your consistencies and your routines, they're so important. They're tremendously important for your everyday life and where you want to be. Maybe your mental well-being, your happiness, everything, right? Your entire life. Everything is pretty much, second to the work or the effort you put in the day before. So whatever you do today will negatively or positively impact your life in a minimal degree. Let's say you have 1,000 days like today. Would you be happy with your life, or would you be slightly disappointed in how you ended up 1,000 days from now doing the same things you did every single day to now, or today till then? So it hit me like a ton of bricks, man, because I know this stuff. We all know what we need to do in our lives, but we're not doing it. Why the heck is that, you know? So like I said, man, for me it would be to be financially independent, so I don't have to depend on anybody else, and I would have the freedom to, man, I don't want to work today. Can I take a point? Am I going to get fired because I've already missed, you know, too many days? Do I just have to be at work every single day until, you know, the next time I get PTO, whatever? So I think it would just be extremely important to, obviously you have to have a goal, because you got to know where you want to be at, because if you don't have a goal, you don't have something you can aim for, you're never going to have it because you can't think of it, you know. For example, if I want to be able to depend on myself for making income and be self-employed, I got to know what I want to do that, or what I can do to be at that point, right? So again, it just comes down to your consistencies, and I'll probably talk about that in the next video I upload, perhaps, and the consistencies, you know, the habits that you have, and that can help me in my life and what I do to get to, you know, pretty much where I'm at now. I'm pretty successful, but I'm not financially independent, you know, not there yet. Probably won't be for a little bit, but if that's going to be my goal, then I need to pretty much document my way there if I want to be talking about it more often, right? So we'll take this as a step in my life to where I'm able to document one of the first steps into being on a trajectory to be self-employed and dependent upon myself and not other company or other people or a company. So yeah, I appreciate it, and if you stuck around this long, again, I do appreciate your time. For showing my video this attention. You could have spent your time doing anything else, but you spent some time listening to a perspective of a young man with ambitions to be, you know, in a good position in life. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna start uploading my commentaries here, playing football, maybe talking about football. Football is a passion of mine. NFL, college, you know, whatever. I love it all. But yeah, stick around, drop a like on this video, comment, you know, your perspective or opinion or something in your life that you, you know, want to get better at, want to achieve, whatever it is, man. Just let it out, tell the world, do your best, and have a great rest of your day today. And yeah, peace out.